What's up, gamers, and welcome back to the game room. I have another fun nerd build for you today. I tried something different a while back with the Berserker build, making it a fun themed character based off a Lord of the Rings Uruk-hai mixed with a gladiator type vibe, and a lot of you seem to really enjoy it based off your feedback and just the views and engagement on the video. So today we have the second themed character, one of my favorite archetypes, the Paladin. This is a 1-bar sword and shield build with tons of heals and shields that was capable of soloing our 12-man trial boss test of St. Lothus in under 10 minutes with no issues, giving it the Immortal tag for the channel, and things like veteran arenas were a breeze. I also spent a few minutes putting together a group dungeon version for you as well. As always, I'll respect your time and get through it quick here for you, and I have the written guide up and available for you now over at thegameroom.tv. Let's go. Legitimately, any race will work here. I wouldn't worry about race changing at all. If you want to lean into a bit because you enjoy it, then Dark Elf will be the most damage. Orc is a great option, and so is Nord for solo content. I actually did half my playtesting as a Nord and liked it, and then reran everything as a Dark Elf for even more damage. Both were great. And then we have all 64 points into stamina. The new CMX makes displaying builds really clean and simple, so I'm going to use that today. I did clean it up a touch further for this video though. Starting from the bottom, you can see we have the Lover Mundus, Artaeum Takeaway Broth Food. You can also use the cheaper version, Dubious Camoran Throne, and then Tripods. We're using the best shielding set in the game of Hexos Ward, which isn't anything new at all, but I thought it was kind of cool thematically, constantly casting damage shields on yourself, sort of Paladin-ish. And then we pair that with either Aegis Caller or Pillar of Nirn. Both work great. I'm really liking Aegis Caller because we've all been using Pillar of Nirn for 100 years now, so it's nice to see a different comparable proc set, and the proc damage is super good. Then we have Oaken Soul, a one-piece penetration helm like Krog's, and a one-hand weapon of choice and shield. Traits and enchants are here for you, and all the gear is in medium weight. This is your CP, and these are your skills. And here is your one scribing skill setup with the scripts. I'm going to break down the skills for you further here with some other options as well. First, we have Execute Beam. We're using the heal version, and this trivializes a lot of aspects of various fights. For example, with this kit, mainly due to this ability, we were able to skip all 3 tether adds on the final boss of Veteran Vatishran, just from pure damage alone, pushing the boss into the next phase before the tether even reached the center. It also heals you for a ton of health, as you can see here, so you can really push things at times to jump ahead with executes. Next is Restoring Focus. This is both a source of sustain that is necessary and solid healing. Just keep it on the ground somewhere. The range is enormous, so you have lots of freedom with it. And if you ever get in trouble, redrop it under your feet as you get double the healing while standing inside of it. Our scribing sword and board spammable shield throw. We have this set up with the scripts of physical damage, Paladin appropriate Knight's Valor, giving us more damage and bashes the enemy, which interrupts it for us. This means you never actually have to interrupt anything. Just using your spammable will take care of it, and then you can even interrupt annoying casters around the field with it from ranged. And then we get Major Vitality from it, which juices all of your heals and ties back to your Hexo set, increasing the shielding from an already busted shielding set by 12%, which also allows us to drop the Bastion CP, which gives us even more shielding as it's not needed for Bloody Renewal for more sustain as enemies die around you. If you're fighting a boss with 0 adds and you're struggling on it, then you can add Bastion here for super shielding. You'll just need to throw in a heavy attack here and there potentially for resources. Over the course of 8.5 minutes using Bastion to solo the trial boss St. Lothus, I used it 12 times, which isn't much considering how long it was. Side note here, just in case you're interested, since this fight is so long doing it solo, I dropped the Execute Beam here for Ritual of Retribution, but that's a really isolated case here. Next we have Caltrops, which is a great source of Major Breach for solo content, especially the arenas with all the adds around, as it helps control their movement a bit, and it also adds additional AoE damage for you. If you never PvP, you may not have this, so an alternative you can use is the scribing skill Wield Soul. I had it set up with flame damage, damage over time, and then breach. Just use this on the main kill targets. You won't have the magic to spread this everywhere constantly, nor would that be a good use of your globals. Just keep it on a chunky ad you're trying to kill or bosses. Next is Purifying Light. You put this on a target, and then you have 5 globals to pack in damage, where it will then explode and apply a healing area for 10 seconds for you. Here's the healing sources from the St. Lothus solo fight. As you can see here, Restoring Focus, Breathing Blows, and Purifying Light are all around the same healing values, so really solid stuff there, especially considering I was standing inside Restoring Focus as much as I could, which doubles that healing. So Breathing Blows and Purifying Light being right there on its heels is really good. And then unrelated to that, you can see just how strong Hexos is here, totaling over 57% of our healed and shield strength for the fight. Purifying Light also locks in your rotation on a count of 6. So Purifying followed by 5 globals and then repeat. The better you can keep that pattern, the better your damage output will be, other than when you're executing with Beam. And finally, our ultimate Crescent Sweep. One of the cheapest ultimates in the game. Use it as soon as it's up, don't sit on it. You'll blink and it'll be back up again, especially with Minor Heroism from Oaken Soul. This is great for single target and to help mow down AoE adds, which does a burst of damage and then applies a dot to all the targets hit. You can take take this into group dungeons as well if you like. Just try to make the following changes. Swap your helm for slime crawl. You can use light or medium. Light is very slightly better DPS stats. Medium will be very slightly better sustain. Change the Mundus to thief. Swap reaving blows for fighting finesse, and then drop your major breach ability for solar barrage or another ability of choice, and swap purifying light morphs to power of the light. Last, drop Hexos for Pillar of Nirn. This gives you a very strong AoE kit to help mow down trash in dungeons with 2 AoE proc sets, solar barrage AoE around your body, and then crescent sweep, while having solid single target damage with power of the light, spammable, light attacks, and executes. I didn't parse all day with this. I just threw it against the dummy for a handful of ult cycles, and it holds just under 70k DPS, but that is before Bloodthirsty scales and before execute. So I would predict somewhere in the mid to upper 70s, maybe something like that. But remember, much of this is also AoE damage, so there's a lot of hidden value in here you aren't seeing on a single target dummy log. That's 70 something k DPS single target, but with much of your sources being AoE. So that translates to a pretty solid dungeon setup, especially considering execute beam in the works. I wouldn't take this to trials at all, but it's perfect for dungeons if you like. And that's it, gamers. Too easy. I'll leave you with some gameplay so you can see it all in action. If you try it out, I hope you enjoy it. Thank you so much for watching and have a wonderful day.